Hi everyone and welcome to Roach Print. I'm Andy and this is episode 17 of my chopper build. And in this episode we're finally going to be painting Chopper. Well, its head anyway. So hopefully by the end of it I'll have an orange dome for Chopper and not a red face for me. Incredibly hot and sunny outside. Probably not the best weather to be painting, especially painting PLA. Hopefully we don't get any warps. Anyway, why don't you join me and see how we get on. Right, so I've taken the dome arms out and I've taped up from the inside where the lights and the eyes will go, and also where that weird square and the aerial goes in. I'm leaving these in for the moment, just to get, rather than just trying to tape it all up. I'll then take them out later and give them a good go with the spray putty. So I'll just flip this over. Right, so you can see I've glued on the live action Chopper ring and the side plates here. I haven't done the extra bits, I think I'll do those after once this is smooth. So yeah, that's ready to go. So we're going to be using this stuff. Sorry Americans, you can't get this. And yeah, just give this a few. Oh yeah, Periscope's done there. That's so I can get the top and get it level with this, and then the Periscope come out. We'll actually spray the Periscope itself. So yeah, give this a few sprays, and then I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, so that's one coat of the spray putty on, and I would say it's a light coat. It's a couple of light coats, but that's the first main coat on. As you can see, I managed to get the doors. I just noticed there's a gap there, so I have to get some putty out in a bit and fill that. And also just there as well. Top's already smooth, so that doesn't need much. Yeah, so let's dry for a couple of minutes, and then I'll start the next coat. Yeah, I should really invest in a new table, shouldn't I? It's not got much leg. Yeah, not got much legs. Right, I think that's enough coats. That's 4 coats, 4 light coats. For those of you wanting to keep score, that's just over 1.5 cans of this. Let's do 4 coats. Admittedly, that's only got 2 coats, but 4 coats of around the body. It's around the curve of the dome itself. If you're hearing a bit of whistling, it's because my mask is right by my mouth. So yeah, just be a case of letting this dry now. Yeah, letting it dry thoroughly and probably turning it over and spraying the underneath. No, because you won't see it. It'll be fine. No, just leave it like this. The other thing I need to start thinking about getting ready is the eyes. They're printed in resin. So I need to get those snips off the supports and tidied up, and they could probably get put in after it's been sanded. Just test fit. Yeah, I seem to sort those gaps out, but I can do that after this is dry. Yeah, getting there. It's a start. Right, so this is dried overnight, so I've already started sanding. Just trying to smooth this out. Done that bit, and then just start working my way around trying to get rid of these layer lines. So we'll see how we get on. Might mean a few more coats of spray putty, but we'll see. Right, so that's the first pass of sanding done, and as you can see, it's got most of it. About 95%. Oh, missed a bit there. About 95% of it. I'm going to give it another spray of putty just to see. I mean, it's got those steps marked really well. I'm not sure about the inside of here yet. I can't remember how. I'll probably sand that once I put the eyes in, so they fit the eyes, rather than painting it and sanding it again afterwards. Yeah. looking good. So I'll give it another spray of putty and then we'll see. Right, that's the second layer of putty down, and I can see already that there's bits here. There's like a line here which must be a print artifact where it's trying to print the holes, the circles, for the eyes. There's a bit here that needs probably going over again. Around here. This seems all okay. Starts getting a bit wavy here. Here needs a lot of work. Top seems fine, but then that was on the bottom of the printer plate. So just give that bit another quick spray, and then I'll leave it to dry. Right, I am much happier with that. Let's add another coat of putty and sanded very lightly with 180 grit, and that looks a lot smoother. So I think we're ready to put the primer coat on, and I'm going to be using that. And then yeah. Oh, I haven't sanded these. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to paint the dome, take these out, sand those and paint them, and then put them back in. That's the plan so far. But yeah, looking good at the moment. Right, that didn't go down as well as I hoped. It was very translucent and I got myself a paint run. Damn it. It's very translucent, but you can tell it's white. I'm just hoping that's enough when the orange goes down that it covers the colour properly, so it looks uniform. But it's looking good, I think. Apart from that paint run. Yeah, I have to let it dry and sand that, aren't I? Damn it. Oh well, I'll just leave it for a while then. Right, I've just brought it in for a few minutes to let it cool down because it's now sat in direct sunlight. I don't want it to warp. As you can see, I've started getting ready to mask the yellow stripe. So all I've done is just put a roll, some masking tape, and run my finger through there to give where the line's going to be, and then I'll just run my knife very gently and peel the excess away. I'm not sure, so this bit's actually sort of a square. I think this bit's still orange here, and there's like two separate yellow lines. I'm going to double check before I go any further. I'm fairly sure that's still orange just there. But yeah, the white hasn't really come out white. I don't know how much this is still the putty colour underneath. But I've used nearly a whole can of white and it hasn't covered it that well, if I'm honest. Yeah, not totally impressed by it. So yeah, we'll see. I'll put the orange on and then we'll see. I've bought 2 cans of orange, so I might end up using both cans of orange just to get a uniform colour. And then we can do the yellow, and then it'll be the eyes. Well, with the eyes, I need to take the periscope out, disconnect it off the servo and take it out, and then paint the inside of the periscope itself, and probably the inside of this ring, the inside here of this ring. Obviously that square needs painting as well. I'm not going to put any of that on until I'm happy all the electronics are back in properly. And I've got to take the doors out and spray those, putty, spray, sand, etc. And then that'll be the dome ready, and then I'll just start working my way down the body, or I might just do the legs. No, the body's fairly easy actually. I'll do the body next, just work my way down, and then we'll just keep going. So yeah, I'll let it cool down a bit. I don't want it to warp, and I'll just cut these bits of tape out, and then we can spray some orange. Right, there we go. Cut the stripes. And I realised that on live action chopper where this frame is, the yellow continues, so I've put that round, and that is indeed an orange gap there. So I think it's time we go and put some orange on, and let's see what happens. Well, don't need to be worried about the coverage. That's one coat. It will need another coat, but that looks good. Tango orange. So I'll let this dry for a few minutes and then I'll do a second coat. Right, that's 3 coats of orange now, and that's looking a lot more solid. So I've left this an hour or two, so this should be dry enough for me to turn it over, because I need to spray that bit there, and then that's the orange done. Right, so that's the masking tape off, and once that's fully cured I'll mask it the other way around and do the yellow. And I don't know how many of you might have been screaming at the video for the entire time going, this should be masked off. I've just realised that bit's supposed to be yellow, so that's probably going to have to be primed white and then sprayed yellow. Just realised I never mentioned what orange I was using. That one. And yellow will be that one. So yeah, just the underside's painted, so just got to leave it to dry now, and then probably tomorrow I'll mask off everything else and paint the yellow. Right, I've masked off all the orange apart from the top, and left the space there for the yellow for the eye. So it's all been masked ready for the yellow. I noticed when I took it in last night that there was like, where was it? About here-ish. There's like a, there you go, you can just sort of see it there. There's like a mark like that, and that's where the printer bed, before this was printed, was printing BB-8 parts. And you can just see the imprint on there. And I tried sanding it back and giving it another coat, but it's now turned into orange peel. Literally orange peel. Might have to give that another coat. It's still a bit tacky, that's why I haven't masked it. Hope I'm not going to get much overspray. It's a bit windy, but we'll see. So as I said before, these are going to get they're not even sanded, so they're going to get repainted, so I'm not too worried about those. So yeah, I think I'm ready to give it a coat of white and then the yellow. Right, giving that a coat of white. It looks like some sort of mummy, doesn't it? Sort of one-eyed Cyclops mummy. Anyway, so giving this a coat of white, it's more or less obliterated the orange, and getting orange peel in here again as well. That's worrying. Anyway, giving that a spray around there. What the hell's going on there? The cows can't be cold. Okay. Anyway, guess we'll let it dry slightly and then we'll put the yellow on. Right, first coat of yellow down. I think I've got rid of the orange peel. It's still a little bit visible, but I've sanded it back, so hopefully it might go away. I might have to re-sand it and give it another spray, but first coat of yellow's down. I've also re-sanded this and given it another spray, and that orange peel is gone. I can still see the stupid marks from the print bed, but I guess you won't really see them much when the antenna's on and everything. So yeah, I'm going to let this dry for 20 minutes and give it another coat. And smudge mark there. Okay. Anyway, give it dry for 20 minutes and see how we get on. Okay, we're now up to 2 coats and the yellow's looking really good. Don't know if you'll be able to see the residual marks of the crackling. I think, to be honest, that's just going to be covered by weathering. I can live with that. Although I will try and get rid of those marks. Yeah, these 2 marks here. But yeah, I think one more coat and then I can take the masking tape off. Right, so let's quickly talk about the eyes. You haven't seen these parts before. These have been printed with ABS resin. John printed these for me, and I've given them a quick clean up to get rid of the supports. So if I show you, I think it's on this one. You can see that sort of dimpling, and he's sanding off. So this side's ready to go, and that just slots in like that. I just need to glue it and then paint it black. So that eye's black. That's quite a simple one to do. This one, so it fits in a certain way because I don't know if you'll be able to see on here, it's got a kind of curve to it, so it means it fits the dome in a particular way. Same with these. So I think this bit sits proud of the dome, and then this bit sits inside the dome, and then this end cap is where the near pixel goes, and that kind of slots on like that. And there's two of those. So you're sanding, and they're kind of like a creamy white colour. So I will do those probably separately. I'm trying to think if I've got a creamy white colour. I can certainly do the black, and then they can be slotted in and then later hot glued in when I'm ready for them. I'm ready to put because there's a near pixel jewel, which, if you don't know what I mean, it's like it's a circle that fits inside this bit, and it's 7 of the little LED strips, so it's like 7 of those arranged in a circle around there, and 1 in the middle, and a couple with that and a lens gives you chopper's light. So I'll sand these and I'll prime them all, and then that will get painted black, and if I've got it colour I'll paint that white. I might paint those black actually. That doesn't matter too much, there's not going to be light reflection. Yeah, and then we can go back and have a look at Chopper's dome in a minute. Well, I think overall I'm happy with that. There's a few bits here where masking between the two colours hasn't quite worked, but I think a little bit of a paintbrush should sort that out. Like round here as well. I say don't worry about these are getting redone anyway. What I am slightly annoyed about is that's masking tape glue, so it will come off, but it's kind of left a residue mark, so might give that a clean to get rid of these bits, and then maybe give it another spray of orange just to try and even it out. But looks the part, doesn't it? So next thing to do is paint those, and that one goes there, and then the other two I showed you earlier go in there. Yeah, looking good. Right, those bits are primed. I've just used Halford's Grey primer, and I'll let those dry for a little bit and then give them a blast with black and some sort of white. First time I've actually ever painted resin, and I actually prefer it to normal 3D printers. It's a lot easier, a lot quicker. Just spray and go. So yeah, next time you see it, you should have some colour on it. Well, black and white. Right, so I've had another look at the live action chopper pieces for these, and that bit's definitely black. This outer edge is kind of like an aluminium, possibly with a black undercoat, and these appear to be the same colour, sort of like a black, very dark aluminium. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to spray them black and then give them a light dust of aluminium over the top, and we'll see how that looks. Right, that's the black done, so I'll let this dry and then we'll give it a quick blast with a light coat of aluminium. And I've not been too careful about painting the outside of these because I think that's probably the important bit to be black. Obviously this bit is the important bit to be black in there. Yeah, so come back in a few minutes and should be silver. Right, aluminium is on. Probably a little brighter than I wanted it to be, but I can live with that. Obviously I didn't spray those, so once I'm happy the dome is dry enough I might test fit, and then we'll move on. Right, there we go. I've got the eyes in. They're just push fit at the moment. That one's quite tight, that one's fairly tight, that one's as loose as a wobbly tooth. So what I will do is probably, I don't need to take these out again, I don't think. So I'll hot glue these bits in and leave the caps off so I can put the lights on. That just needs an LED poking through there, so I might just be able to hot glue the back and then just poke the LED through. Should be alright. Yeah, that's definitely looking more like Chopper, isn't it? Yeah, I'm liking that. Still needs to, yeah, these little bits here annoy me, but as I said, I'll just get a paintbrush and tidy them up. And I still need to take the doors out and fix those. And the ladder lights, got those ready to go. And then it's the bits on top. So, oh yeah, I need to make the lenses as well. So that's made with like a bit of heated plastic and sort of over the top of an egg, of all things. And these ones, there's an actual file to print. So I'll probably try and use some of my clear PLA and print those out. If not, I might make a mould out of some styrene. Use the print them out in solid and then use some clear styrene to make a lens out of them, over the top type thing. And yeah, so it's looking good, looking very good. Right, I've taken the periscope out, and that was literally just undoing the screw on the servo gear down there, and so I can just lift it out. I've masked off where the light comes out, and I've masked off the wiring. I think I've sprayed the wiring enough. I'll put another bit there, and I've masked off the top because it's already been painted. So the next stage is to put a bit of putty around here, tidy it up. I was going to spray the whole thing with spray putty, but I'm worried that it will end up covering that masking tape that I won't get the masking tape off. So I'm just going to use a bit of plastic putty, just like normal mini put or something like that, just to tidy it around here, and then just spray it, and then we can put it back into the body. And the next stage will be the doors after that. So so I'll do this, spray it, prime it, and then we should be able to spray it. I'm thinking it's going to be kind of like a, not black, but kind of like a darker version of what I attempted to do there. Yeah, what I actually wanted to do. So more like that. Just a light dusting of aluminium, and I think that'll look quite good. I went a bit heavy-handed there. So yeah, we'll do that. Something else I just thought of as I signed off that video. The inside here. I think I'm going to paint that with a paintbrush, black. I don't trust myself to spray because it just goes all over the place. Or probably go over the bolts, or at least if I paintbrush I can control it better. And realistically I only need to paint sort of the top layer. I'll paint the whole thing because someone's bound to look in and go, oh, it's white inside. So I'll paint that black with a paintbrush before I put the periscope back in. But yeah, I've just puttied the bottom of the periscope, so letting that dry, and then we'll prime it and paint it. Right, that's the primer coat on. Let that dry, and then we'll give it a shot of black, and then finally silver. Right, that's the inside of that, painted with just Mars black acrylic. Yeah, it's not the neatest, but then you're only going to glance inside it. So yeah, that's ready. Right, so that's been painted, that's been given a coat of black, and then a very, very light dusting of aluminium spray paint, and I'm really pleased with that. And then you see that I've masked off where the light comes through, and then we've got the cap that goes on, so I just need to glue that down properly, and then once the black is fully dry I can slot that back in and hook it back up. So yeah, this will be properly weathered once all the droids put back together, and I can weather it all in one go. But yeah, I'm pleased with that. It's looking good. It's kind of got a nice gunmetal effect on there. I like that. So yeah, right, that's back in and in the right place. And the next thing to do is take the doors out. I think the easiest thing to do is just take the whole mechanism out, and then we'll paint those. Right,
I've removed those from the body. I sanded these back down to get rid of the paint I've already put, and we're going to put spray putty on. Right, they're puttied and it's more or less dry, so they just need sanding now, and then hopefully we can prime them and put the orange on. Right, they've been sanded. Like the dome, they kind of did an orange peel effect, so I had to give it another coat of spray putty over the first coat, but despite how they look, they are now smooth. So I give them a blaster primer and then the orange. Right, there's a few marks, but honestly I can live with that. I can make it look like weathering. It's never going to be perfect. He is, what, 60, 70 years old? So yeah, I'm happy with that. Let it dry and then it'll be the orange. Right, so they're now orange, and yeah, you can still see some of the lines on them. I'll just put it down to weathering when I come to do it. But yeah, they're ready to go back in, and I'll put them on. Right, those are back in. They look pretty good. Sorry, hay fever's really winding me up. So yeah, they're in. So the next bit are those. So they just need, I'm going to paint them the same way as I painted the Periscope, and then they can get mounted back in. Right, these are masked up, ready for painting. Basically masked all these bits because I'm just going to hand paint that, because I don't want to putty up the electronics or gearing or anything like that. So that'll just be painted black, but this is going to be painted that kind of gunmetal grey. So I'm going to spray putty them, give them a quick sand, and then paint them, pretty much. Right, these have been puttied and sanded. There's a few lines, but it's kind of industrial looking I'm going for now. That's my excuse for not sanding it properly, so it's completely smooth. So yeah, I'd say they're ready for priming and painting. Right, primed. Let's get some black down on them. And that's the black down. So I'll let that dry. I'll move the arm slightly to get the missing bits where they've been covered up, and then give it blast aluminium. Right, black is down, and then we'll give it a spray with the silver. Right, I'm pleased with those. They kind of got that gunmetal grey look again. So I'm just working out what to do here, because ideally I just need the front plate of this black. So I think I might just very carefully spray it, and then I might actually just give it a quick coat of the aluminium as well. I want to kind of avoid painting all this bit, so let's give it a go. There we go, that kind of works. So I've tried to spray as carefully as possible. Obviously I've got a bit of the wiring, but as long as I can see the end wires, that's fine. The important thing is that most of the gearing has already been sprayed, or at least the important part of the gearing has already been sprayed. So I will give that a spray of silver in a minute. There we are, I'm happy with that. I think you're not really going to look at that, it's just enough to sell the illusion that it's part of the internal mechanism. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I ran out of that. Luckily, still some of that left. And then it's had a quick spray of that. That's how I've done all the gunmetal. So yeah, only thing left to do now is to mount these back into the dome. There we go. I'm pretty happy with that. They look the part, don't they? They look like chopper's arms. They look like kind of like metal, dirty metal. They went back in all right. It was a bugger to put the servo screw back in for the horn that you know, moves the actual arm in and out. That's servo, and I don't know, I need to tweak with that a bit. But yeah, it's they're back in, and I suppose the next bit is to put the aerial on and the little greeble here, and then there's a couple of greebles that go around the back here, and they're they're in that pile of parts, and they're just orange and yellow, and the greebly's yellow, and then the aerial I think it's kind of like a white, and then that'll be the head. Oh, ladder light, put that in, and then I think that's the dome done, apart from wiring up the lights in there. That'd be the dome done. So quite a lot of the parts there. Looks good though, doesn't it? So next bit. Right, next step is to get the aerial done. So they just need puttying, sanding, and then painting, and that's the little greebly that's going to be orange, goes on top of the dome, and then just put a threaded bar through there, and then that'll be ready to attach. So I'll do a quick bit of sanding and then spray it and putty it. Right, that's quite a heavy coat. I need to do gap filling, and then once that's dry, which will take a while even in this heat, I'll sand it back and then prime it, and then orange, silver, white, whatever colours we need. Right, those are sanded, more or less smooth enough for this, and then give them a blaster primer. Right, that's the primer down, so let that dry, and then you can get its colours of white, grey, orange, grey. Right, they're done. Got the same gunmetal effect, done the gunmetal effect on top of the aerial, and I've done the orange greebly. This will be weathered just to blend it in a bit more, but also there's kind of like a ring around here, it's all dirty anyway. So the next step is to actually bolt those three together and then put all of them into the dome. Right, that's been painted, and as you can see I've put it onto the A threaded rod. You're supposed to use an M4, but I found an M3's been okay, probably because of just the way the printers printed the circles for the screw hole. Yeah, so that's in. They just need gluing together. At the moment they're just screwed together, and then I need to chop it off probably about there-ish, and then just screw it in from the bottom of the dome, and then that's ready. And the greebly, yeah, greebly's ready. Just pop that into the dome as well. There we go, that's sliced off, and then I'll just put an M3 nut on the end of that, on the inside of the dome, and we'll see what it looks like. There we are. It turns out it is an M4 threaded rod. I did it wrong. So I've just got two nuts on there, and it's not all the way to give it so we can still have a bit of a wobble. So let's see how it looks. Tell you what, I'll show you in a second. There we are. So apart from weathering, that's done. So onto the body and the legs next. But yeah, that's done. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.